Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the stream. We're back. It's me and my old pal Ben. Ben, how are you tonight?
I'm great. How you doing, Jess?
I'm great. We're coming in hot tonight. We've been
Yeah.
in the pre-roll silently. We have been just like, I mean, I don't know if y'all have ever like worked in an office type environment, but some of the ironies that are just abounding in that sort of setting would blow your mind. I mean, it is like Dilbert every day up in there, only
Yeah.
not like QAnon focused.
Have you seen any of the recent Dilberts? Because Scott Adams's personal political views have leaked into the comics.
Yes. And in fact, and to say leaked, I think is really underselling it. Like now,
Yeah.
Dilbert. I mean, if Dilbert was always his like 3-panel avatar, I feel like at this point, the line of where Scott Adams ends and Dilbert begins is blurrier than ever. And the strip's never been better for it.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. I'm with you, Jess. It's like I've been all through the 90s. I was like,
Mhm.
but I read the Dilbert Principle, and I know that Scott Adams is holding back. He has so much more to offer, and now he is.
Yeah, he'll be the first to tell you he's a genius. I mean,
Yeah.
have you ever eaten a dill burrito?
That's actually I have one of those doomsday buckets full of dill burritos.
Wow, this is already off to
The
a great
races.
start.
Yeah.
Robin points out, yeah, it's weird how J.K. Rowling is a beloved character in Dilbert now.
The wonderful thing about that joke there is that sincerely, if you told me that, I would believe you. I would be like I would be like, maybe there's a plot about like how Alice is being mean to J.K. Rowling or something. Like absolutely, I would believe it.
I can imagine like a run of an entire week's worth of strips. Like I
Mm-hmm.
imagine one entire strip, maybe like the Thursday strip, is just a Dogbert and J.K. Rowling one-on-one discussion about evil plans and things. It's yeah. No, I mean, I hope Scott Adams is watching tonight. Like he usually does. He's a
I
regular.
invited, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, a lot of y'all may not know this, but NBA Dag in this chat is actually Scott Adams. It's actually his username. So, so this whole
Oh,
time, yeah. So when he shows up later, is like, "Hey, everybody, just remember that is Dilbert creator Scott Adams. That is
he
yeah, tapping all that."
and like, yeah, he lives in that Dilbert mansion. Like you've seen I mean, we've got a lot of Star Trek to get to, but you've seen like the Dilbert house that Scott Adams lives in, right?
No, is it Dilbert Castle? Like, or is
there's
it?
there's there's some like Dilbert touches, I
Mhm.
think. We'll
Hey
have
Ben,
to.
is it just one big cubicle?
Yeah, he yeah, yeah.
All right. So we were playing a video game tonight, right? That was the plan. A little bit of Star Trek 25th anniversary. The
Yeah.
nice thing about this is very little recap required because it's episodic. So we just finished
Hmm.
a chapter called, what was it? Another Fine Mess. And now we're moving into episode 5, The Feathered Serpent. The Feathered Serpent.
I'm a little, in retrospect, I'm a little annoyed that the Another Fine Mess did not have the name Mud in it.
I mean, that's
That's all the Mud stories, like other than in Disco, which whatever,
mm-hmm,
that's
mm-hmm.
fine. But all the Mud, like and when I say all, I mean the three,
Yes.
counting the animated series, like they all have the name Mud in them. It just kind of feels like for something that's a slavishly like kind of adhering to the original series is aesthetics and ethos. It just I'm you know what? Actually, I'm signing off. I'm done with this.
It's yeah, no. Finn actually got the exact one that came
Yeah,
to my mind.
mud
Which
in
is,
your eye. Yeah,
and then Paul was also going to say that. So like that's one. I mean, There's your name is Mud.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm sure that there are probably several other Mud phrases. Hey, it's me, the Mud Man from Link to the Past.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was his catchphrase when he pops up out of the sand or whatever. We could do better. Yeah, but the point is, it's pretty lazy. But I believe this one is going to be about Aztec mythology and Klingons. So a natural combination if I've ever seen one. So let's try to launch this. It's going to take me a minute to load this JPEG. I mean, that's how impressive JPEGs were back then.
Yeah, people were really excited to see that JPEG for 2 seconds.
Yes. Now, please, everyone, tell me how my audio levels are. This game is horribly unpredictable.
These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise.
Sound mixing,
Its mission
not great.
to explore strange new worlds, to discover new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Now, Ben, I don't want to take attention away from the game.
I usually stand up and salute whenever I see this, but I didn't want to step out of frame.
I have something important to debut later tonight, and I'm very excited about it. So that's just a preview of what you can expect.
We've had a lot of big reveals like that ourselves lately. Not last night, though.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm really worried that, Adventure Tuesday is debuting all these new segments and characters and, those flashy Grayson videos and all that sort of stuff. And I've tried to compete. Unfortunately, I have to be my own Grayson. And the game crashed? No?
BYOG. Be your own Grayson.
I prefer be the Grayson you want to see in the
The
world.
Enterprise's primary mission is peaceful exploration.
Captain Patterson.
Okay, as always, you have to go into the beginning of the game before you can load your game. So I think this is their most recent one. Ooh, Sheldorn has a coworker who's flying to LA tonight, so she can do my Star Trek cruise. Shatner, Frakes, and others will be there. Oh, man.
Sheldorn, I'm gonna speak for everyone here. I'm gonna want a report, especially I want to know because what Shatner's 90.
Yeah.
He can't be out mixing. I would love to know if Shatner is out there really mixing it up, or if he just shows up for a Q&A. And they have a thing where he reads a monologue, does some Shakespeare or some shit. Because also it's what if there's a COVID outbreak on the ship? You have to keep Shatner away from that, right?
I mean, Shatner just went to space, and he of all people knows how many strange diseases he might encounter in space.
That's true.
I mean, what's the Caribbean compared to low orbit?
Was it Shatner that was sincerely he was quite clearly moved by that experience?
Deeply, some big Carl Sagan as I look down on this blue marble against a black velvety sky. Every human problem came into sharp focus for its pettiness and small scale compared to the universal wonder spread out in front of us. It was lots of that. It was interesting.
It's sincerely weird to consider Shatner it's just weird to think that Shatner could be awed by anything. other
than himself, maybe.
Yeah, other than himself.
Hey, Ishi Brainiac, that's right. When I play Star Trek, Spock's Plomeek soup comes with beans. All right, let's jump into this thing. So, this, I think, is maybe where we're going.
Klingon space, which has belonged to the Empire for at least 4 generations, governed by the Kenka family. The population of Krakur is not known.
All right. About Zamfor. My walkthrough's telling me to search all these things. I'm not just coming up with, using my knowledge of Star Trek lore.
Zamfor, the 3rd planet in the Digifal system.
Ooh.
A Class M world. See Digifal.
Okay, I'll see Digifal. That sounds like something horrible that could happen to a character in the cartoon series reboot. Oh no, reboot's been Digifall.
Digifal, a system near the Klingon neutral zone. Digifal contains 2 habitable planets, Digifal 3 and Digifal 4. Digifal 3, also known as Zem 4, contains ruins of a civilization that abandoned the planet approximately 20,000 years ago and has been declared a protected world for archaeological reasons.
All right, Ricky says this is going to be our best episode.
Yeah.
Digifal 1 and 2 were destroyed like that other SETI Alpha planet that Khan was marooned near.
Robin, of course I knew that Terry Farrell married the little Nimoy boy. Of course I knew that.
I did not.
I knew
Kenka,
that.
That's news
Adam.
to me.
a
Yeah,
member
well,
of the Kenka family.
sorry,
the
Jess.
old Klingon
Bad
family
news.
of
Dang it.
the governing family of Krakoa.
That's bad news on 2
Linked
fronts.
as the first Kenka to reach flag rank, and as such, has been posted
I know
back
who's
away from
everyone's
the frontier.
buried too.
Blake has 2 sons in the service.
Like Star
I
Trek or
read-
just in general?
His wife,
I
and
read
children.
the Star Trek
He is
Society
believed to be
pages.
the current commander of the Klurta and one of the most respected commanders in the Klingon fleet. He is said to be an avid fencer.
An avid fencer. Oh, so is a member of my crew. So that's going to be really
yeah.
exciting.
Okay, so this cruise has Shatner, Frakes, which Frakes seems like a genuinely great hang.
Yes.
Brent Spiner, I bet he's I bet he's polite. Marina Sirtis, you don't want to piss her off. Denise Crosby, it's fun. John Delancey, very fun on
Mhm.
stage. In person, supposed to be a real dick.
Oh.
Robert O'Reilly, I just hope that he does something fun with his eyes. And I'm kind of, how does Terry Farrell have lower billing than Robert O'Reilly? She's a main cast.
Series
She should
regular.
be ahead of, yeah.
That's like the long arm of Brandon Braga coming
Yeah.
back. Yeah, I mean, he now produces Starship Cruise.
Yeah, Marina Sirtis is admitted to the Gargoyles fandom. She is more Demona than Deanna. Yeah, of course. Like, I don't even know who Demona is, but she's definitely not Deanna.
No.
Like, if you ever... I talked about this last week. My favorite commentary in the world, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't want to...
But no, but please, a lot of people
Yeah.
weren't here last week.
Yeah.
Favorite commentary in the world, Forrest Gump.
Star Trek Insurrection.
Okay, not mistake.
Is Frakes and Sirtis, and it is they are both. They seem like they're a little boozy, and Frakes is polite. He remembers every single thing. He remembers every name. Sirtis doesn't remember a single thing and makes fun of it the entire time. It is wonderful.
Do you ever like look at the two of them and wish you could be like the third friend there? Like, just like, why can't I be the other best friend in this seemingly very wholesome and fun relationship?
Well, that's the step that takes you from someone that enjoys Star Trek to that you're a Trekkie.
Yeah, I
I
think
want them
so.
to be my friends.
I bet if I could just get them alone, I could force them to like me. And
Yeah.
that's like the next step of that train of
Yeah,
logic.
that's essentially the plot of Galaxy Quest.
Yeah. I wonder what I could do to really get their attention.
Kidnap them.
That's right. They won't have any choice but to acknowledge
Handling
me.
frequencies. This is Captain James T. Kirk of the USS Enterprise. Klingon battlecruiser, you are in Federation space. You must leave immediately.
Uh-oh.
I am Commander Taras of the Nisla.
Ooh.
We are in pursuit of a genocidal criminal.
Well,
we are performing
be
an
my
act
guest.
of mercy in removing him from your space. Naturally, you will remove your vessel from this system. For your own safety, of course.
I think we can take care of ourselves, Taraz, which is more than I can say for you, if the
Oh.
Nisla does not leave Federation space at once. You are in direct violation of the Organian Treaty, mister. If you have a problem, have your fleet commander take it up with them. If a
Wow.
Federation criminal were to pass into Klingon space, you'd be saying the same thing to me. Who do you think you're trying to fool, Taraz? Get your ship out of here now.
Okay.
I think we
So
can
my
take care
walkthrough
of ourselves.
says
You are in
option
direct
2 is
violation
the
of
pro
Organian
strat.
Treaty, mister. If you have a problem, have your fleet commander take it up with them. If a Federation criminal were to pass into Klingon space, you'd be saying the same thing to me.
That's the pro strat. I feel like I don't know how I feel about this, but maybe before we choose this.
I think the second half is a pretty reasonable.
Yes.
The Klingons absolutely wouldn't allow the Federation to cross, especially at this point, at this time.
Oh
when
yeah, no, I
they're
mean at
not
this point, I mean
friends.
their peace is tenuous at best in this era.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. So we'll go with 2 here, but first, Ben, we've almost played, I would say, 45 seconds of game.
Yeah, I'm
This-
already bored.
This is a great chance to pause then, because
Yeah.
Fit has redeemed Star Trek episode pitch
mhm.
for a hefty 1,701 channel points.
Right.
So I bet you could never guess how I chose that number.
That's the amount of episodes of all of Star Trek.
That's correct. As
Yeah.
of last week's Picard.
Yeah.
No, that's very good. I mean, tomorrow that'll go up to 1702. That's
Yeah,
impressive. What's our episode of Star Trek: The Original Series about? Last time around, we sent the
US.
gang to a planet where they had found a box of old 1990s gamer magazines and
Right.
had forged an entire society around those.
Yes.
What is our story this time around?
So you know how they're like, they went to the Wild West planet.
Mm-hmm.
I say like, and that was like, kind of like a bonanza, kind of a Gunsmoke type Wild West,
Yes.
television Wild West idea. I say they go to like a Sam Peckinpah, like gritty revisionist 70s Western planet.
Okay.
So of course this would be in like a later season of TOS.
Yes.
Because,
Like season 7.
Yeah, because it'd have to be in the 70s in order for this to
Mhm.
happen.
Is this a Star
but-
Trek Phase 2 pitch you're making right now?
Yeah, maybe this is a Star Trek Phase 2 pitch with that other Vulcan, the full Vulcan.
Yes.
Not Spock.
Sonak? Sonak?
But yeah, it's like a gritty one, and like there's actual blood, and they have some real obviously like Star Trek dealt a lot with like kind of Vietnam theme, so like we're in the 70s now, so like we're dealing with post Watergate disenchantment planet via a Western.
So let me ask you.
We got a lot of in 70s film.
Yeah.
know?
Let me ask you this question. When they arrive, are their expectations at some level shaped by their previous Western experience? Like, do they arrive expecting Bonanza or
That's a great
Gunsmoke?
question.
Like,
That's
is
a-
it like when Marty shows up in the Old West in Back to the Future 3 wearing like his 1950s cowboy costume?
So I'm gonna say no, because even in this world, like they have, other than that they've met Mud before, they pretty much have very little continuity.
Okay.
So it's just they're on another Wild West planet. Enterprise has Wild West planet episode.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, and it's not bad.
Now, is there a B plot to this? I feel like the B plot features Chekhov.
Yeah.
What is Chekhov up to? Maybe I feel like he's on the ship while everybody
Yeah.
else is on the landing party. Chekhov is on the ship, and I feel like he's trying to get the perfect gift for a crewmate with whom he is somewhat infatuated. And like he and Uhura are working together. No, wait, Ben, you're shaking.
Oh
your
no,
head.
no, I'm shaking my head at Paul.
Oh.
Yeah. And does Chekhov?
No, he's still
Chekhov's like
Ensign.
Harry Kim.
Yeah.
He's never getting bumped up. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah, they're having like just a wacky little soft-hearted adventure where it's like what's the perfect thing to get. And there's even a bit where like at one point Uhura says, "Have you considered a treble?" And like he kind of gives her like a God, are you kidding me face. So yeah, that's an episode. At the end, Kirk shows the society the error of their ways.
There we go.
All right.
Yeah, but they. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Problem solved. All right, let's play
Yeah.
some game.
If we are not allowed to capture this criminal captain, you may do this for us.
Ooh.
We insist that we remain here to monitor the situation, but we will take no action. provided that you can bring him to us in 12 hours.
Uh-oh.
Agreed.
We only have 12 hours, Ben.
All right.
Okay, can we orbit? Oh, for orbit. Oh, gosh.
Entering standard orbit.
Okay. Now we're going to beam down. Which you push the K button to do. K key for Kirk, who controls the transporter. Maybe it's K for Kyle, Lieutenant Kyle. Either way.
Assemble a landing party. Unless we find this so-called criminal, we're going to war.
So get ready, dinguses. We're going to war.
Ooh.
Let me beam down into
Oh, this
Kyrandia.
one. Yeah, this one. I like this. The look of this a lot. Oh, why is it playing the theme?
Great question. Let's see here. Let's get a save real quick.
Save new game.
We can't save a new game.
Replace.
Okay, let's save
So-
here.
What's wild about this sound effect is they definitely use the same wilderness loop in Torrens Passage.
Oh, that's very good.
I recognize
Greetings, my
these
children.
particular trills.
I can barely imagine that you have come so far.
I am Captain James
It's
T.
the
Kirk
Feathered
of the
Serpent
Starship
himself.
Enterprise. Did you know the Klingons are looking for you?
That doesn't look like a criminal.
I'm Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. What did you do to get the Klingons so upset? We're not your children, and we don't appreciate this wild goose chase you forced us into. I'm Captain James T. Kirk of the
Go do
Starship
this.
Expression. I have done nothing to anger them. I did with them what I have done with
Oh, man.
everyone.
And exactly
Elvis,
what would you have
that's
done
right.
with them? Entering Klingon space for anything puts the peace in peril. Whatever you did has them very upset. They're raiding worlds looking for you. And exactly what would you have done with them? Entering Klingon space.
Jeopardize the peace?
Hardly.
Peace is what I preach. I am Quetzalcoatl, as you well know from the proud history of your
Yeah, see,
world.
this is
Quetzalcoatl?
TOS.
How fitting
Yeah.
you would name
For
yourself
sure,
after one of the most
absolutely.
bloody-handed
I
gods
love
Wow.
in Earth's history.
Bloody-handed? My people love peace.
Your followers regularly sacrificed other believers to you after you left, offering you their still-beating hearts.
Wow, Kirk. I hope that this is something Kirk has taken time to research, and it isn't just him like spitting off the dome as to what he thinks Central American cultures were like prior to colonization.
Yeah, jeez.
You mean your followers loved pieces? They slaughtered other believers hoping you'd
But
return.
again, that's
Your
a very
followers regularly
60s.
sacrificed other believers to you after you left,
And-
offering you their still-beating hearts.
I mean, this sort of moralizing out of Kirk is also like par for the course, right? This is how
Yeah,
you expect
yeah.
Kirk to interact with someone in this scenario.
Impossible. You must be lying.
And then your followers were destroyed, because when white men arrived on that continent, they were believed to be you in your promised return. Your people perverted your teachings, then were destroyed by it.
Wow.
Foul, lying creatures! My gift was wasted upon you. Be gone.
So I guess what? Wow, what is
This
that?
this guy is against critical Kirk theory.
You clearly are not the inheritors
That look.
of the noble Aztec world. What you have said has greatly disturbed me. You should not lie
Hell yeah.
so. You shall
Hell
remain
yeah.
here until you have learned the error.
Yes.
Angering Quetzalcoatl.
Oh, this is so amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes.
I mean,
this
it's.
guy's got god powers.
I
And
love.
there's a snake. Watch out, Kirk.
Uh-oh. A poisonous snake. Yeah. Now, I think we kind of buzzed past the fact that Kirk blamed the Aztecs for being colonized by the Spanish. I feel like that was a interesting benefit. But then again, he is basically himself a space imperialist. So,
Yeah.
I mean, of course, he's like, I am Space Hernando Cortez.
It looks like a Zamphorian pit snake.
Mhm, I was saying the same
Common
thing.
Species in this region, noted by galactic herpetologists for their quickness. It is not venomous or dangerous to humans.
I'm something of a galactic herpetologist myself. What does Quetzalcoatl need with a starship? You know, that scene alone is enough to make me love Star Trek V. Like, I know that I'm supposed to hate Star Trek V.
Jess,
but
we're allies in this.
Yeah,
we are, and Fit knows this.
Hey,
I am a long time Star Trek V booster. Because Star Trek the original series was often quite
You fail to
stupid.
obtain anything.
Yes, I think that's forgotten far too often.
You fail to obtain anything.
Like,
You
let
fail to obtain
Trek be
anything.
stupid as opposed to the endless remakes of
obtain
Wrath
anything.
of Khan. I'm
Yes.
talking to you a lot of movies, and I'm afraid the new season
You pick up some rocks from
of
the pile.
Picard.
I love that Picard is going to give us all the setup we need for like a fun romp down memory lane, and then refuse to make it that. It's just going to be more Picard.
I'm mostly like for Picard. It's just like I can't even render an opinion on the first episode because it's just that normal like kind of arc TV show first episode stuff. Like I'm just like okay, like the story.
Yeah.
You're just all right. Yeah, no, it's. But you know what? Jonathan Frakes is undeniable.
Yeah, I mean, no, he's at his
Undeniable.
full strip. He's unstoppable at this point.
Yeah, he's
Ooh,
undeniable.
A Yakuza game set in the 1800s. I had no idea there was such a thing. Okay, so get this. So we picked up a rock from this pile of things that don't exactly look like rocks, and then I think we have to
figured that out.
plug this tiny little hole down here with them. That is a hole. Oh my goodness. So let's see what happens when we do that. We probably just cut that snake off from its family.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think what's going to happen is if we hadn't done that, the snake would slither away. But now Kirk's just going to be able to safely pick up this snake. Snake handling.
I've got very exciting news.
Yes.
Yes. You see it too, right?
Is it that our good friend Boy Grayso has arrived?
Yeah. With
an amazing prompt. This is artificial intelligence, y'all. This is where I take a prompt generated by a user, most frequently Grayson, who somehow has amassed a whole lot of points to do this with and is not afraid to use them. And it's good because Grayson also always gives us great prompts to feed into the Midjourney AI bot. And then the AI bot will do its AI bot magic to create an actual piece of art for us better than any human could create, based entirely on the inferior works of actual humans.
I think I've actually... You can thank all the Quest for Glory streams for me not having any discs.
Oh yeah, no, you redeemed a lot of Team Grayson.
I'm the only person, and I redeemed it a lot, and it was like what 1,000.
Yeah,
it was for no benefit.
Yeah,
but I kept doing it.
No, I mean someone had
and
to.
That was like I had like so many discs, and they're all gone.
So many discs. So many discs. And I was just about to change all the redemptions into very cool things.
Oh, Robin, very funny.
Oh, goodness. Oh, this is rendering. And I think that there are elements of what you're looking for here, Grayson. I don't know if you're going to get exactly what you imagined. But
do you think this season he's gonna do the step? He'll
do the step.
Like this.
At this point, it's such a
they're
meme.
doing a lot of. Even in that episode, there were just a lot of like, see, look, here's all the crap you fans wanted. There's more L-cars than you've ever seen in all of New Star Trek in one episode.
That's right. Now, let me ask a question, though. Do you think Frakes can do the step over without a stunt double or CGI?
Absolutely.
Like, have they modeled a Jonathan Frakes CGI figure just for stepping over things?
That'd be really funny.
Okay, now we have it.
Yeah.
It's here.
Right.
The art is finished. Grayson, I give you Jonathan Frakes, TV's Commander Riker, stepping over the back of a chair in the middle of a field full of chairs. And this is what the AI bot gave us.
Oh, I'm gonna say that Jonathan Frakes, especially in the first one, looks very much like.
Wait, let me guess. Let me pause for a moment. Are you going to say
I am going to say who you think it is?
Drunken racist arrest Mel Gibson?
No, I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say someone I like.
Okay.
I was going to say he looks like in the first one and kind of in the other ones. He kind of looks like Tim Schafer.
Okay, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Maybe it's that like kind of the broad shoulders and the gray beard, you know?
Yes.
Like that's what I think of when I think of Tim Schafer. That's kind of a Tim Schafer look. In the second one, that kind of looks like later middle-aged Mark Hamill.
Okay,
Maybe
yes.
the hair,
that
right?
period,
and
that
the head,
yes,
the head shape, like kind of later middle age, not like now.
Yeah, it's like that period
man.
where you'd see a photo of Mark Hamill and be like, I hope Mark Hamill's doing okay.
Yeah.
As opposed to current Mark Hamill, who looks great.
Yeah.
But,
you know, it came around. It came around for good old Mark, and now everything seems like it's going well.
Culinary Disaster suggests some Rob Reiner action in there, some Peter Dinklage in the top right. I think that there's
Peter Dinklage, maybe.
Yeah,
I can see it.
You see, lower left, I really like.
Lower left is like now we're cooking, and it's also it has the maroon, like it knows that maroon has to be in there, and that it's like against black, but it doesn't quite know where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And then 4 looks like him in Star Trek Insurrection, like in like the beige casual.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, I'm glad to say lower left. I feel like the feeling of joy in lower left. Like he is having the time of his life out in this field full of chairs, and for me, that's the one that clicks the most. But again, there's some of that haters gonna hate Strut in the lower right-hand corner. But thank you, Grayson, for redeeming that. This is fantastic work as always. Good job, Mid-Journey AI bot. Okay, back to the action. So what we do now, we got Snake.
Looney Tunes, back to the action.
That's right. Use the rock on the vine hanging from the top of the screen. What? How's that going to work? How's that going to ding-dang work? Gonna pick up the rock again?
You fail to obtain anything.
You failed.
That's a great message.
You already have rocks. I guess he's got an unlimited number of rocks when we pick them up. So we're gonna...
Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
Grayson,
Nothing
you're the
happens.
first.
2 Frosted Franks. Yes, please. Okay, look at this.
Fascinating. It did appear to knock the vine down near to the point where one of us can reach it.
Didn't they have baseball on Vulcan? Show us your fastball, Jim.
Baseball? No one plays that anymore. Good try, though, sir.
There are a couple planets, and we know this.
Yes. I mean,
and also this game isn't canonical. But there's, I mean, I mean, someone saying no one plays that anymore is mostly correct. Like, is something that someone would say.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, on present-day Earth, it's dwindling. So, yeah.
It is 100 years before Ben Sisko, but still, like, it's not like I don't think baseball had a revival. I think it just was still... Yes, I know Cestus 3 was still a Gordon
getting the vine on the second try was only 36.53%. Well done, Captain.
Probability? That was a perfect pitch if I ever saw one.
All right. We're on our way.
Lieutenant Strangey is earnest. You have to give him that.
Lieutenant Strangey is someone that won a contest.
I mean, possibly. Okay, so let's see here.
If you fill out your registration card for the Bard's Tale construction set, you could be a crewman with Captain Kirk.
Dan, did you have the Bard's Tale construction set?
Of course I did.
Of course you did. So did I. Did you ever manage to create much of anything with it?
I didn't create a single ding-dang thing. Not one. Not a single.
It was a lot of work, it turns out.
I got it in a big RPG pack.
Yeah.
That included a lot of Interplay, like Wasteland and a bunch of other big Interplay RPGs. And I remember thinking, like, wow, Bard's Tale construction set, this is going to be amazing. I can make my own dungeons. And then I messed around with it for maybe a half hour, and I was like, too hard.
Hardly Worgen points out that these characters do have very defined butt cracks.
Yeah, these are, this is when, they're wearing like dance pants, right? Like,
yes.
like full tights.
Yes. Okay. I guess we're out.
And like,
healthy, Jim. There's no need.
There's a lot of talk about like the skirts and stuff that that women wore in TOS, but this evens the field a little bit.
Wow. Oh, this planet, huh?
I
Save
love
new game.
the look of
Replace
this.
previous
Oh, yeah.
I also will say that it's also kind of the most, like, kind of what is impressionistic. It's the one that looks most like they made it in deluxe paint.
Trees to the left of you. Trees to the right of you. Into the valley of trees race the landing party.
You know
Wait,
what?
what?
I don't think that's the voice that they intended that to be read in. You know?
Like, I feel like if Bones had read that line,
Yeah.
it might have been better.
Trees to the left of you. Trees to the right of you. Into the valley of trees race the landing party. Trees to the
Okay,
left
yeah,
of
we
you.
heard this already.
Trees
Maybe
to the
I'd-
left of me, trees to the right of me, and here I am stuck in the trees with you.
Whoa!
Exact, priest of Quetzalcoatl. Only one who knows his ways may approach his holy ground.
Man, look at this buff lad.
Dang.
So we're going to throw a snake at him.
Indeed,
Hey.
you know the ways of Quetzalcoatl. But only a man of courage, one who will shed blood, will pass.
I like that the red shirt standing right up front. Just
Yes,
so-
please.
Self-sacrifice is the noblest quality of humanity. You may go. Beware the monster in the water. You may have my knife to defend yourself.
Well, that'd be great compared to a phaser. I like how he dropped this inventory-ass looking knife directly onto the ground.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Let me drop
good.
this 2D sprite onto a 3-dimensional space.
Like everything is like beautifully shaded and lit, and
Yes.
very moody, and then like here's my knife that doesn't fit any of
Nothing
it.
happens.
Nothing happens when I tried to snake the knife.
Oh, the shark has.
You pick up the beautifully crafted knife.
All right.
Do you remember when McDonald's launched its dinner menu and they had their new mascot, Mac Tonight, who was like a crescent moon on a tuxedoed human body?
Is this real?
This is real. And
that's
like
real?
their theme song, it's like, it's Mac Tonight. And it was like Mac the Knife, only Mac Tonight. And it was played by Doug Jones. Oh my God, really fit? Okay, you have to look. Yeah.
Is this before? Am I a little too young for this?
You might be. I don't remember what year it is. Like all things from my childhood, it happens. It exists then and now simultaneously. So let's see. Mac Tonight.
It's the late '80s, so I was not cognizant.
Oh man. Yeah. Let me. I mean, are you googling this guy? This handsome boy.
I'll Google him. Mac Tonight.
He is. Mac Tonight McDonald's should get you everything you need. He also has a Wikipedia entry.
Oh, there he is. I must have seen this guy because this does look. This is what a wild character design.
Yeah, I mean, let me get this up on
wanna
stream.
know
We gotta get this up on stream.
I want to know what. Oh, and of course, did you? Hey, today I learned TIL that there is a fandom wiki for McDonald's.
Oh, really? Thank goodness.
I mean, I assume that it's like, for the elaborate, McDonald land fiction. But just the idea that there is a McDonald's fandom wiki.
Yes.
Very funny. As we all saw today, if you saw the clip, our former president, Donald John Trump, knows the McDonald's menu better than the people that work there. That's the thing he said to them.
That's upsetting. Back.
And this is a judgment towards anyone that's like a McDonald's, like goes to McDonald's or anything. That's just a demonstrably funny thing to say to someone.
This may be before you were born also, Ben. But McDonald's had this promotion where they gave away like little like cellophane almost like records. Like you could play on a record player. And the record played a song that included McDonald's entire menu like sung to this tune. And it was part of a contest where if you could like memorize the song and then go into a restaurant and perform it after learning it from the record you got, you could win free food or something. And it's pretty like, I don't know if I have it all still, but I haven't heard this probably in 35 years, but it was like Big Mac McDLT, a quarter pounder with some cheese, filet of fish, a hamburger, a cheeseburger, a Happy Meal, McNuggets, tasty golden French fries, regular or larger size. And then I can't remember where it goes from there. But
this is why I have come around to the media scold opinion that advertising to children should be illegal.
Yes, because I mean, what do I
not
know
because
of
I
that?
remember a lot of ads like that from childhood. I could tell you how to write a letter to Stickley at Nickelodeon, and for that reason, I believe all advertising to children should be illegal.
I spent my entire childhood assuming that Archway cookies must be the greatest cookies on earth because Bozo gave them away as the grand prize in the grand prize game on Bozo Show. And boy, when I had Archway cookies, it was a letdown.
Yeah, man. Like,
are they a local delicacy? I should have asked.
I've never heard of Archway cookies.
Okay,
no.
thank goodness. Because that was a Chicago production. It was on WGN. So.
But yeah, like Paul, it's like I can't remember the plot of the last book I read, but I can recite many a commercial from the 90s. Yeah.
So Ben, we can't even talk to this big handsome boy. This guy who appeared.
He's just now looping Sprite.
You fail to obtain any.
We can't interact with this beautiful Adonis with is that a helmet or a mohawk?
A mohawk, I think. Hey, Valiant Cheese, good to see you. Welcome in, everybody, by the way. Is this the guy that appears at the end of Weird Science when their party goes awry and, like, the Mad Max style people show up to really put Gary and Wyatt in their places?
You know, I haven't seen Weird Science.
So you probably wouldn't know the answer to that question.
I don't know the answer to that one,
okay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay, so we've just let a snake bite us to prove this guy that we are cool. Like I'm happy to have a snake bite me if that's what it takes to win your affection.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna go left then north. I like that they mix cardinal directions with the concepts of left and right. Left. Ooh, look at this. How pretty. And north.
Now look at that Sprite. Ooh.
Oh wow, swampy.
Look at that little guy. Little guy hiding.
He's doing the peek
this
out.
Is absolutely the best looking this game has been so far.
Yeah, you know, I feel like we spent a lot of time on like ships and stations in previous episodes, and I'm kind of glad to be out in a weird alien planet.
I will note that the game continues to have like kind of a limited palette, right? Like, doesn't it have like kind of a 32-ish? Like and I'm sure someone can come in here and be like, no, Ben, it does use all.
It has exactly 256.
But it does, like, a lot of these screens are very like palette limited and look, Amiga-ish,
I can give you a good example. Like, I looked at a screenshot of the beaming down scene from the Amiga and DOS, and I really couldn't tell them apart. So I think some of these scenes may very well have been can we save art costs by making everything 32 colors instead of 250, or at least do it where we can get away with it.
That the leaves are slightly toxic. I would not recommend touching it for an extended amount of time, Captain.
So what's an
I wonder if judgment rates looks different.
Oh no, that's a good question.
Like I know that like it uses like it came out a year later and uses a lot of the same assets.
Lurking just below the surface.
Yeah, but I wonder if at that point was the Amiga still a going concern, or were they able to really amp it up?
Well, I wonder.
Registers a life form.
Was it like, you know, was this concern and you know, if it is an Amiga thing, was it like, well, you know, like the original series is really big in Europe, and so, you know, the Amiga was a lot more popular there. I don't know.
I don't think I've ever seen an Amiga.
A friend of mine
There's nothing there requiring a
owned
ship's
one,
doctor. Yeah,
like because she was a weird
kind of an aquatic creature down
computer person, and then she sold it. So I was as much.
Yeah, kind of
I saw it on her desk, and she's like, "This is my Amiga," and I was like, "Wow, I've never seen one of those." Great story, Ben. Here's $20.
I mean, that's fantastic. That was good stuff.
That's a great story.
Yes, and.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So we now know there is an aquatic life form. It told and showed, which is what good storytellers do. And then we are going to get the plant. And you know what we're going to use to get it, Ben?
What? The snake?
Get the snake to chew through the plant. Yeah. And its venom will counteract whatever toxic things are in here.
You know what? That knife looks a lot cooler in that close-up.
I mean, it does.
Than what we got.
You know who had a cool knife? Gabriel Knight.
More like Gabriel Knife.
I was going to say that, but I need you to say something that wasn't that first. No. And then I was going to say that.
Sorry.
Thank you, Grace.
A knife!
You know, I think I've mentioned before, like, my wife, my knife, my wife exists entirely offline. Like, does not...
Wow, she must be, like, happy.
You'd think so, but she also lives with me. So she has someone has to tell her about the internet secondhand, which is probably way more damaging than having to use the internet. Someone who's terminally online and has lots of stories to tell you about it when you get home from work every day. But she, like, out of the loop on memes, viral videos, all that sort of stuff. All of it's completely new to her. And I showed her that clip, like, a couple of months ago. And I was like, I think this is one of the funniest things that's ever been on the internet. And she no-sold it. She just kind of gave me, it's like, yeah, it's a kid with a knife. And I'm like, but don't you just see the utter, like, chaos that is at play here and the sheer glee in this kid's eyes as he runs away? And, yeah, I mean, it's...
Well, then there's the person that yells, no!
No, I mean, it's also good.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like we're looking at Michael, like looking at you know, the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. Like, there's so much.
Yeah,
Grayson with "Would you rather go to hell or hear the story from Dante?" That's you, Jess.
You know, it's funny you should mention that, Grayson, because recently I've been trying to get Dante's Inferno up and running in an emulator, because I remember playing that and thinking it was one of the most ridiculous God of War type games I've ever played, and thought it might be fun to stream for its ridiculousness. So we could get to hear a real Dante adventure soon. But for now, I'm not even supposed to be here today. Like Dante from Ben, have you seen Clerks?
You know what? I haven't.
Okay. There you go. Well, then never mind.
Yeah.
You should, after the stream, watch Clerks. Probably still the best comedy ever made. Aged beautifully. Nothing problematic or wrong about it. Watch some Mac Tonight commercials, because I think he is going to win your heart.
You know, as much fun as it is to kind of bag on some of those Kevin Smith movies from then, I appreciate that he just seems like a nice guy now, and not like someone that's just like, cancel culture is coming for my
I could never make Clerks
all
today.
These, like, yeah, and it's like, Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's probably some stuff in Clerks you probably should have said, but like you're not being a dick about it.
It would
no
appear
one's
that
mad.
the plant
Like,
secretes a chemical that is a natural repellent to the creature. It has retreated far downstream, Captain.
It's exactly like that puzzle from Space Quest 2. Rub berries on body, go into swamp creature goes away.
For some reason, I heard Space Quest 5.
No.
Like, that's not a puzzle in Space Quest 5.
No, we didn't stick a banana
It'd be
into the...
very funny if I corrected you on a Space Quest thing. That would be the funniest thing in the world to me.
Paul raises a great point. This creature hates the plant growing right next to it, which is oftentimes how evolution works. Evolution sometimes just likes to play a trick on species by, putting them in environments surrounded by things that will kill them.
Can't wait to see this. Oh, see, this is so cool. This is like some really just beautiful pixel art here.
Yes. Minimalistic in the best sense of the word.
Pry it loose.
We'll need something to pry.
Yeah, it's like very evocative and like moody. It's very cool.
And as goofy as our buff boys look with their arm crossing animations, and especially when they're synchronized, it's even better. Now we're all crossing our arms. Interesting. A red crystal. Ben, what do you make of this crystal? That's a yes. But as goofy as all that is, I appreciate that this is stylized and going for a slightly cartoony vibe rather than failing to nail, sort of some attempt at realism.
This appears to be a formation of raw dilithium crystals, Captain.
That's why we're here.
Classic Klingons. Yeah, McCoy. The fact that McCoy doesn't look like McCoy is...
Well, yeah.
But I mean, what are you going to do if he has a buff body? I mean, DeForest Kelley wasn't, I would say, the most buff guy.
He was slim.
Yes, he was a slim dude. They were just going to cut some dilithium crystals. Oh man, look at Kirk go!
Whoa!
You have one dilithium crystal.
Dang! We just took a trip to the gun show.
Okay, exit stage left, says the walkthrough that suddenly developed like a sense of panache.
I love
game. Replace previous game.
an occasionally panache walkthrough.
Plumbers, that's what we'll call this. I don't remember why there was a save game at some point called Plumbers, but we're back, baby. Welcome in, everybody, by the way.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, so glad you could be here. And if you aren't already, you got to follow Ben. This is my pal Ben. On Tuesday nights, that's not how my shout-out works. Ben, you are not a command on Twitch.
Not yet.
Let me try that again. That auto-followed all of you to Ben. But go follow Ben. Last night, Ben was playing a very fine game, Kyrandia 2, Xanthia's Revenge.
I think I said a variation of this on the Discord today. I think I'm gonna pump it up a little bit. I'm gonna say that Legend of Kyrandia, Hand of Fate, or Fables and Fiends, Legend of Kyrandia 2,
Dash.
Hand of Fate
Book 2
is the most A+ B game I've ever played.
Wow. The most A+ B. It could not be better at being a B game.
It's a B. It's not a B+. It's not a B-. It's just it's just a fastball. There's no mustard on it. There's no, it's just a straight down the middle fastball. But it's a very just well done, perfectly fine adventure game.
So you heard here first, Legend of Kyrandia 2, mid, according to Ben.
But the caviar of mid.
It's a really good meal at Panera.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're eating at Panera, but it's not the hospital Panera. Like, or maybe you're at the hospital, Panera, and it's like the day that it's their last chemo, you know? Like, it's a good Panera.
Oh, wow.
I watched as you worked through the problems I set in your path. You are a valiant, intelligent species.
Wow.
Thank you.
Please sit down. We have much to discuss.
We won him over. Thank you, Elvis.
I've had it up to here with so-called superior beings terrorizing my crew because we're so primitive. Maybe you should see how primitive you are before you go around testing others.
Wow.
One thing
That
first,
seems a little
if
meta,
you're so
Kirk.
peaceful,
Yeah.
how come the Aztecs were so violent and aggressive?
Wow.
Yeah, Kirk, go back
Yes, I
in
guess we
time
do.
and
Go on.
cancel 13th
One thing first,
century.
if you're so peaceful...
Now, my walkthrough says I
the
answer
Aztecs
with
were
this
so
really
violent
bad
and
answer.
aggressive.
Also, is aggressive typoed?
Yeah, I think it's got 2 G's, right?
Yeah, I think it's got 2 G's.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's, I mean, do you even know how many Spanish were killed by the Aztecs while the Spanish were busy killing all the Aztecs?
Yeah, like, Jesus.
I mean, okay.
I tried to teach them the concept of self-sacrifice.
So this really is supposed to be Quetzalcoatl, huh?
Understand my teachings. You are clearly not the liars I thought you to be. Were you telling me the truth about my disciples? That they became ruthless savages?
The Federation is not in the business of lying, mister.
Yeah, Wesley told us that.
Absolutely. Your best intentions were changed by the imperfect humans.
Where's
that you left in
the
charge
oof
of
redemption?
Yeah, we don't think we have the oof, but we need it.
Yeah, this is definitely oof.
You messed up in a big way. Perhaps you should try following the Prime Directive. It changed our lives.
Time for you to go back in time. And,
I was lost and didn't know where to turn. And then I heard the good news about the Prime Directive, and suddenly my life came into focus. Okay.
Absolutely. Your best intentions were
I
changed
guess we're
by
going to
the
blame
imperfect humans that you left
the
in charge of
Aztecs some more.
I sense truth in this. Perhaps this is what happened to my children on the Klingon world of Rakur, which would explain why they are searching for me. I have clearly abused the power that was given me long ago.
You show great wisdom, sir, but your statement implies that you wish to change your condition.
Indeed. If my mission of peace was overthrown, then I am no longer worthy of my power. Tell me, has your species made progress in the medical arts?
We're a technologically advanced starfaring race. What do you think? That we
Wow.
have made progress in medicine?
Have you met my man Bones? He's great at medicine.
I really...
Thank you, Finn. We got a whoopee cushion.
I just wish that there was... That Shatner just put a little more in there. Because, like, imagine a sassy delivery of this.
Yes.
You know? Like, he's not... I really wish he gave a little bit more, because it's like... Man, like, just a smidge. Just give me a taste of, what do you think, you know?
Yeah, he seems very bored by Kirk's angry lines.
With Dr. McCoy, I sometimes wonder, but yes, I would say we have made considerable advances.
Wow. What an absolute jerk.
Yes, why do you ask?
That's the correct answer, apparently. Yeah, we're good at medicine.
At the top of my spine is a gland not found
Gross.
in your species. This
these
is
are
the
one
seat
cheek.
of my power. I wish you to remove it, thereby making me immortal.
Jim, I'll try, but the physiology is completely alien.
You've
I've
got
never
to do
killed
it,
a god
though.
before.
The Klingons realize he's no longer a threat to them. Perhaps we can avoid a war.
So we're going to make a god,
75 to beam up.
not a god, as a way to...
I mean, he could also just stand trial.
Yeah.
In Kronos. Like, why is that not an option?
It's a great question. So he's pieced out, huh?
Captain, 3 Klingon heavy battle cruisers have
Uh-oh.
just entered
No,
the system.
no,
Admiral
no.
Kenga is hailing us,
No,
sir.
no, no.
Federation starship, this is Admiral Blick Kinka of the
Like,
You
it
have
sounds
a
like this
criminal
guy
who has caused the
should
destruction of the
probably
entire
stand
population
trial.
of Rakor.
I mean, yeah. Sounds like he's done some awful things.
You will
I mean, not as bad as the
Rancor,
Aztecs,
where a
apparently,
court of
but...
Cleon justice will be convened. If you refuse, we shall destroy you.
Admiral Vlicht, the criminal of whom you speak is in the middle of a very delicate medical procedure. He cannot be handed over to anyone at this time.
Ben, let me ask you a question before we work our way through this dialogue. Are you a Klingon guy?
Yes and no. Yes. And
Okay.
no.
Okay.
There's some Klingon stuff I really enjoy. Like I love, I love a lot of like space politics and like space mystery and space politicking in general. Say that episode where they install a clone of the Klingon Jesus. Like that's really great. A lot of all the Klingon stuff in Deep Space Nine I really enjoyed. Their appearances in TOS are good. And Barge of the Dead, the Voyager episode is a really, really good one. I really like that.
That's one of the few episodes of Voyager I've actually seen.
That's a great episode of Voyager. So I guess with all that said, I like the Klingons. It's just another episode that's jumping into my mind right now is a second season TNG episode where Riker is on the ship exchange.
Oh, that's one of the best. Like that is maybe for me top 10 TNG. Like that against a Riker episode wasn't so bad.
Yeah, that's just a really fun episode, and it's an early them really finding their voice episode. Yes. But anyway, so yeah, all that is to say, I guess I'm a Klingon guy. I like the Klingons. It's clear, all this. I love Worf. Everyone loves Worf.
Oh yeah. Valiant Cheese has a follow-up question. Are you a Klingon goth?
Am I
like a plate of mealworms?
No, I mean I'm not a plate of mealworms.
Okay. Robin asks a follow-up. Why do universal translators not translate so much Klingon? Like, why is it that, like, when they get to a word they really want to stress in their own language, the universal translator, like, fuzzes out for a second and we hear the Klingon word?
That's that seems like the sort of thing that they would have, maybe explained in Enterprise.
That would have been a 3-episode arc in the 3rd season. Hoshi would have been responsible.
Yeah,
for
because there would have been, because that seems like something. The only reason that they didn't do that is that they never gave Hoshi any plots. But yeah, I mean that does seem like the kind of thing where it's like, oh, we just do this because it's interesting dramatically. But then Enterprise, in the same way that they entertainingly explained why TOS Klingons and TNG Klingons look different. Like it's like we only needed the Worf line.
Yeah, it was good enough.
We don't talk about that.
That's
a great line.
Do you remember the time Enterprise tried to suggest that Malcolm Reed, security chief,
my God, I
introduced
this all the time.
The concept of a read alert.
Yes.
That by I guess the 23rd and 24th centuries had been renamed as Red Alert, as if the concept of Red Alert doesn't already exist in our present day 21st century culture.
This is an argument that I have with it used to be just Steve all the time because Steve loves Enterprise, and I say that that's intensely stupid. And I say that as someone that is probably more favorable towards Enterprise than the baseline Star Trek fan. I wouldn't call myself an Enterprise fan, but I enjoy Enterprise.
Yeah.
I think the last season's really, really fun. But yeah, that read alert thing is a bridge too far. That's just a bridge too far.
It's just a little too cute. And it feels like we're supposed to take it somewhat seriously in universe, if I recall. It's been a long time since I've seen those episodes. Like, it's not played as here's a wacky goof 'em up, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like. Throw it out. Anyway, are you a Klingon?
I wouldn't say I'm kind of like you. There are lots of Klingon bits I like here and there. You know, there are lots of Klingon episodes and everything, but I've never been one who is just like, oh my gosh, I want to immerse myself in, like, you know, expanded universe content about Klingon society. Like, I've read dozens and dozens of Star Trek novels. I'm never going to pick up the one that has, like, a bunch of Klingons on the cover and it's all stuff taking place on Kronos. Like, that is not what I gravitate toward in my fandom, despite enjoying. Now, I'll pick up Vulcan stuff. Like, you know, if it's a story about a bunch of Vulcans I've never heard of, just, you know, doing Vulcan stuff, sure, sign me up. I don't need a hook.
Mm-hmm. I think, though, I will say that I want a good Klingon plot, and I don't think we've gotten one for, like, since. I mean, I guess it's Enterprise. Because Enterprise had that really great Voyage Home riff, the Klingon trial episode, which was really fun.
Now, Valiant
like,
Cheese
I didn't
brings
like
up
the disco. I didn't like the disco Klingon.
No.
And,
Valiant Cheese brings up Undiscovered Country, which is a fantastic. There's no
Undiscovered Country riff. Sorry, yeah.
Yes.
Undiscovered Country is excellent. It's just like I want Strange New Worlds to have, like, a really good Klingon episode, and I know they have it in them.
Absolutely.
Like, they absolutely have, like, a good Klingon episode in them. Like, I want, or, you know, if Michael Dorn finally wins and gets to have Star Trek Worf, like, let's, you know, I would love to see somebody do good Klingon stuff. So I'm a Klingon fan for good Klingon stuff.
Robin would like to see the Mormon Church have a good Klingon episode, and the Latter-day Saints. And I would love to see that too. I think that would be really fascinating if they could.
You know, I did a lot of LDS years ago. I still have flashbacks. It's a Star Trek 4 reference.
Brought it back. And that is how you button a run. Thank you, Ben. Thank you. That's fantastic work.
Yeah,
I cannot believe
this is why Ben
would cause the
brings that
deaths of
comedy.
the entire planet.
That's why I'm paying him $300 to be here tonight. And honestly, I don't know if I've recouped that expense yet. I don't know if you're paying for yourself, Ben. I hate to say that. I believe Quetzalcoatl's mission would cause the deaths of the entire planet. Okay, yeah, that's what we want to say, apparently.
His attempt to corrupt the Empire with his philosophy led to the destruction of all life on Rakor.
How could a philosophy of peace and non-violence cause the destruction of all life on Rakor?
Great question.
Rakor has been governed by my family for generations, but even they were corrupted by him. It was a matter of honor that his lies had to be silenced, no matter what the cost.
My God, you killed your own people just because they acquired a philosophy that you disagreed with?
Wow.
So you killed them, your own family. You were responsible for the deaths, not Quetzalcoatl.
The Quetzalcoatl mind virus.
You murdered them. You're insane. Tell me, how much do your commanders know about what you do?
Come on,
or do you
Shatner, give me more!
Oh, he would have eaten that up with a little
spoon.
You
murdered them! You're insane! Oh.
Yeah.
My God, you killed your own people just because they acquired a philosophy that you disagreed with?
I think that's our correct answer.
It was that creature's fault. Had he not interfered in our affairs, the people of Rakor would be alive. Clearly, he is responsible.
Message from Starfleet Command.
I'll argue this with you later, Blake.
Contact
that's
our
right,
superiors, Kirk. You may be surprised.
I have bad news.
Oh, well, it's their superiors.
The Organians have ruled that Quetzalcoatl's interference in Klingon affairs renders him subject to Klingon law.
I mean, that's kind of my position here, too.
Yeah.
Klingon law will permit you to observe or aid in his defense.
You know, you're subject to the laws of the jurisdiction.
Turn him over to those butchers. That would be murder.
We have no choice, Scotty. I'm afraid Quetzalcoatl has a date with Klingon justice. Set course for Rakor, Mr. Chekhov.
This is fantastic. Like, we're getting ready to go to a Klingon trial where we're going to argue on behalf of Space Quetzalcoatl.
Now, will
Captain
we
Spock,
get the
We
big?
have come to the ruined Klingon planet.
Yes,
of
the
Arrakis
thing.
to
the
deliver our
Sparky
guest,
ball,
the
the
mythical
Sparky ball.
entity,
Yeah,
Quetzalcoatl,
yeah.
to a Klingon court.
Dun,
Dr.
dun.
McCoy, Mr. Spock, and Ensign Benny and I have been granted permission by the
Oh, yeah.
Argonians
I'm sorry,
to
Ensign
witness
Benny
this
got me.
trial, which I expect to be a
Yeah,
travesty
it's me.
of any meaningful definition of justice. Spock, come with me. Mr. Scott, you have the car.
All right. We got a big opportunity here for this to be incredible.
Yes.
We love Klingon
Okay.
court.
The prisoner
Good
and his
start.
witnesses will stand forth, so the trial may begin.
Now, here's a question: was the Klingon logo a TOS thing or later?
Oh, honestly, don't know.
Save new game. Replay.
That's
Delete
something I don't
previous
know. I'm throwing it to the chat.
Save new game.
Okay, we're gonna call this
Look,
Klingon court.
he did nothing as bad as my sworn enemy, the Aztecs.
Okay.
Well, I think the logo is first seen in the motion picture, which is interesting because this has been mostly just within the 3 seasons of TOS, which is just interesting. Yeah, I know that the Klingons weren't much in TOS. Yeah, it's just interesting that we get the logo here.
That's right. So before we jump into Klingon court, I want to share something with everyone. And when I say everyone, I think I might mean everyone but you, Ben, because I have no idea if it's actually going to share my sound effects with you. Tell me, do you hear a ding of my computer when I do that?
No, I'm just hearing.
You're just hearing the.
Yeah,
okay, well, Ben, I want you to imagine.
Okay.
An incredible new song, based on a song you already know. The theme song I sometimes play in my stream. This is the world debut of the new hit chiptune version of the Decaf Jedi theme song. Get ready, everyone. This is a preview for what could be coming up soon for our 3rd anniversary. Very loud. Turn it down. Are you imagining it?
Oh no, I turned down the volume, so now I'm hearing my voice.
There it is. That's the cool new version of the theme song, and I'm very excited.
That's
for
very cool. Who did that?
I learned to do music myself and composed
really?
it. No,
that's so cool.
No.
Oh, all right.
I'm sorry. That would have been great though. That would have been really I think it would have surprised a lot of people to find out I have that talent. But a fantastic musician on Fiverr by the name of Matt Sosa was able to create that based on the original song. And
yeah, they did a great job.
Yeah, I'm very pleased with it. So yeah, who knows? We might see a new Retro Adventure Wednesday opening very soon. But enough about that. Let's Klingon. Okay, so let's see here. This appears to be a Klingon courtroom, if I'm not mistaken. It says I should walk up to the Klingon symbol.
So, Kirk, we finally meet.
Blicked.
I had thought it would be in battle, but the universe holds many surprises.
Jiminy Blicked.
There's nothing less appealing than a gloating Klingon Blick. Let's get this trial underway.
Klingon.
Stick around, Vlicht. There are more surprises awaiting you.
Ooh.
Why does every Klingon tell me they expected to meet me in battle? You really have a one-track
That is a
mind.
good line.
That's a very good line.
Yeah. Because I've literally had that thought.
There are
Like
more
every single
surprises
fucking
awaiting.
time, it's like, James T. Kirk. I have always dreamed to meet you in battle. It's like, pardon?
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's Klingons for you.
So be it. This begins the trial of the entity Quetzalcoatl, who is charged
Klingon
with
spelling.
impersonating a Klingon, studying dissent, encouraging cowardice, and treason in the highest degree.
Those are serious charges, Vlicht. Should he not be tried by a Klingon high court?
He has not demonstrated honor, Kirk. Only a proven warrior may be tried in high court. Principles of honor are not applicable to his defense.
I'm a warrior, Vlicht. I hereby intervene for him and demand the honors and responsibilities of a warrior's trial.
Yes.
And this trial is a mockery for the entire galaxy to see. Oh, well, I'm afraid you're on your own, Quetzalcoatl.
Yes. I wish you saved.
I'm a warrior, Vlicht.
I would
like
to
for
see
him
what
and demand
happens.
the honors and responsibilities
All right,
of a
well, I
warrior's
tried.
trial.
I mean, I could probably get back here pretty quickly. I think
And
we
this
saved
trial
on the
is a
ship.
mockery for the entire galaxy to see. I'm a warrior, Vlicht.
Should
I'm
we?
afraid you're
We
on
always
your own,
choose the right thing.
I want to choose the wrong thing.
I hereby sentence Quetzalcoatl to a coward's death. As for you, Kirk, I expected a more forceful response. I had heard you were a worthy opponent. Instead, I see a cringing coward. Leave this place, Kirk. You dishonor it.
I think so. Let's continue. Let's see what sort of grade Starfleet gives us.
Yeah, we were just called cringe.
Captain, message coming in from the clear tub.
My dear Captain Kirk, you will be pleased to know that your act of cowardice in returning to your ship in the middle of the trial has found a suitable reward. The traitor has been executed, and this unfortunate business has come to an end. I humbly invite you to leave Klingon space before I use your ship for target practice.
All channels closed, Captain.
Let us get out of here. Warp 3. Mr. Sulu, back to Federation space.
Wow. Wow.
We have read your report on the problems that
Whoa!
45%. You and your crew received 0 commendation points. I'll be frank, Kirk. Starfleet expects more of you than that. Try to do better on your next assignment.
Wow.
All right.
That's episode over.
That old devil moon.
That old devil moon.
That old devil
Message from
moon.
Starfleet, sir.
Okay, no, now we're getting spoilers. Oh, no.
My eyes, my ears, my child. That was very funny.
That was good stuff. No, that's no regrets. Any mission you walk away from is a success. That's a good point.
There's nothing less appealing than a gloating Klingon. Stick around, Vlicht.
So be it.
Those are serious charges,
right.
Vlicht.
He has not demonstrated.
I'm a warrior, Vlicht. I hereby intervene for him and demand the honors and responsibilities of a
Federation officer claiming the rights of a Klingon warrior. How dare you insult me, Kirk?
I faced Klingons both in personal and ship-to-ship combat. Your own records will confirm this. If I'm not worthy of their honors, why didn't they kill me?
That oversight, Kirk, is easily rectified. You and your 3 companions may face the test that we set for the Defender.
Ooh.
Then we shall see if you are as worthy as a Klingon.
Well, I mean,
Your word of honor, Vlicht, that Quetzalcoatl will not be harmed while we take these tests.
Very well. You have my word. Captain Calarax, transport them to the test of life.
Oh,
all
the
right.
test of life.
What is this place?
Ensign Benny, you're in big trouble.
This would appear to be some sort of a mining installation. That creature might be a native life form.
A test of courage? That is the Klingon way.
Oh.
I somehow doubt that Vlicht intends for us to survive this, whatever the outcome. We're the only thing that stands between him and the killing of Quetzalcoatl that he can justify.
Why should he worry about justification, Captain? He's a Klingon.
Oh, wow.
Murder is as natural to them as
Ensign
breathing.
Benny's pretty racist.
That's not true, Ensign. However, I suspect that Vlicht's attack on Karkur
I'll share those opinions once they kill my son.
As a scapegoat, and he needs a fair trial to avoid an inquiry of his own actions.
And our deaths will be the only way he can get it. Great.
Again, that guy won a contest. So Ricky is saying save the game because there's an alternate.
Oh, an alternate.
Now
route.
I'm going to say right now, Ricky, we're already ahead of you. We saw the alternate route. It was incredible.
Yeah, turns out
some call it the coward's route, but I call it the fun route.
Okay, we're going to save this game as Zap. Okay.
Yep.
So let's start track ordering. Like all puzzles, it begins with track ordering.
It does not register as a known life form.
I'm surprised they looked at this and thought it was a life form.
This creature is composed of electrical fields. I would not recommend approaching it. A metal projectile might disrupt its fields and render it harmless. This rock has a high iron content.
My daughter has a test tomorrow on electromagnetism, and I've been helping her study for it tonight. So I think I'm ready to disrupt this magnetic field. Uh-oh. Kirk, what are you gonna
I wish
do?
I knew the band a little better so I could make a hilarious reference right now. But I didn't have a good one in my pocket. You know?
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes you just don't got it. Oh, that didn't work. Spock awkwardly looks down at his tricorder like, I didn't see that.
You failed to obtain anything. You failed to obtain anything.
Okay, let's see here. Oh, wait. So, for some reason, we are going to phaser this. Wow.
You melt some of the rock.
Okay, we melted rock. And then get a rod, it says. We're going to use the rod in the lava, which the walkthrough says is very Minecrafty.
Oh, I didn't know that this was... I guess Minecraft isn't that new, though. So, like, you know, that could have been written in, like, 10 years ago.
I bet Notch wrote this.
Yeah. While eating handfuls of rotten candy.
Alright, let's throw this in now. Alright, did we kill that life form?
As I suspected, Captain, the creature is in stasis. It should awaken.
Fuck, I'm hurt bad.
8 days.
I bet it'll be mad.
Hey
there, Nick.
Welcome, man. How's Catbert?
Hey, Nick. Have you made any recent trips to Elbonia?
Good to see you. Thank you for the sticker. We just hurt that poor creature bad. Nick, I'm sorry.
Not that I'm aware of.
We doxed you while you weren't here earlier. We revealed that, in fact, this whole time you have been beloved comic strip artist and beloved funny man, Scott Adams, creator of Dilbert.
And beloved hypnotist.
An entry coder for
political prognosticator.
The tricorder is unable to determine the code.
And business genius.
Yeah, and guy who at the end of the day is just asking questions. And how can you get
burrito entrepreneur.
Yes, that's right. Fascinating guy when it comes to his takes on dating. Just really fantastic work there.
Do you remember the era, maybe he's still doing this, where like if you made fun of him, he would reply to you with a shirtless photo of himself?
No.
Do you remember this? This was something he did like 2 years ago or something. Because he's like, I don't know, in his mid-50s or so. And he's like in, good shape for someone in their mid-50s. And it's just like, oh yeah, well check this out. And it's just like a guy in, pretty good shape. And it's like, okay.
Do you remember from like 10 years ago when he got outed for like a bunch of sock puppet accounts on various platforms he was using to talk about what a genius Scott Adams was and how people shouldn't criticize him?
With an entry coder here. Try to analyze the circuits and let the main computer
allegedly
crack the code.
He did that on Metafilter.
Yes, which is that's an interesting time.
Shall I analyze?
He looks terrible though, right? Like not good looking, just not bad. Like I'm not saying he's good looking. I would never.
Affirmative.
No, it's just he, looks like he's in better shape than,
Most cartoonists.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
exactly.
it looks like he could kick Jim Davis's ass, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, I have coffee every Friday with Bill Watterson, and he tells me all of his unused ideas for Calvin and Hobbes, and he's actually he looks like Fabio, but
yeah,
everyone else,
Sir, we have a secondary code that is nested in the Klingon program. Computers unable to analyze its function. Shall we broadcast it to you when you activate the keypad?
Affirmative. Negative. Transmit the door. Affirmative.
Good luck, Captain.
Oh, I would love to see Bill Amond, however it's pronounced. I was a huge Foxtrot
You
fan
failed to obtain any.
as a kid. I loved Foxtrot. I had all the books.
Okay.
Were you a Foxtrotman?
No, I can't say I was.
Oh, it was good. It was good back in the day.
Use Fox tricorder on the yellow field. Is going to be the idea.
Yeah, see, this is. Remember last week when we skipped all the puzzles?
What is this place?
This
Yes.
is
Shut up, Benny.
Klingon technology, Captain.
Even I can see that, you pointy-eared freak.
Wow.
Get
Find
his
out
ass.
what this is. I have a feeling we've come someplace Flick wasn't expecting us to go.
Captain, it seems to be some sort of interface device, but I do not know how to activate it.
Okay, we're going to grab all 3 green gems. Hurry, Kirk.
This is like, yeah, Kirk's not a lot of urgency here, but we get to see his, just perfectly sculpted ass.
Yeah, I mean, that part's good. Yeah, I mean, and now he's got his hands over it, like, don't.
Yeah,
look.
yeah, he's like, oh, I heard you.
Yeah. Oh, no, please don't objectify me.
This is like a Zach McCracken puzzle. Zach
Oh,
McCracken
wow.
had a lot of, crystals puzzles.
This stream was nearly Zach McCracken. Like, when it was time to pick my next game, it was almost Zach McCracken. And at the last minute, I called an audible and moved to this one. So, that's appropriate.
I beat Zach McCracken as a kid. The collection it came with, it had one of those LucasArts narrative walkthroughs. Like, it wasn't a do this. It was like the game written as a story, and so you could pull things out of that, which was really cool.
Mentalic of Rakur. For defense, use the light of war. For information, use my light. For transportation, use the light of travel. Sequences are keyed by combinations of crystals.
Okay.
Integrator now active.
Okay, I don't know what's happening.
This is such a bizarre left turn for this story to take, and not in a way that I would turn it down. It's just wild that the first half of this episode was this Quetzalcoatl thing, and now it's this weird planet of the puzzles.
Yeah, no, I don't get it either. I imagine, different things happen if you put different crystals over there. I'm not sure how we're supposed to know what crystals do what, unless, maybe interacting with the wall over here would have
You
told
look but
us.
see nothing of note.
You look but see nothing of note.
There is nothing at the moment for me to do there.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's just trial and error or what, but let's walk through this glowing yellow portal. Like a boss.
This is Bialbi, the most advanced life form on this world.
Bialbi.
Thank
Hi,
you for
Bialbi.
informing us of the situation. It shall be resolved. Admiral Vlicht, this is the defensive system of Rakur. You have engaged in genocidal activities on this world. Have you anything to say?
Now he's
your
on trial.
sentence is passed?
Wow. Trials on trials.
No, Admiral, it is not. But that will suffice as a final public statement. The sentence is banishment to you and all members of your crew who were involved in this action.
You have no right to try me.
I have as much right as you to conduct trials on this planet. You showed no justice to your victim. The penalty for injustice is death.
Kirk!
But isn't that itself unjust?
Do you want me to help you?
I'm sorry, that's really good.
You tried to send me to my death. Now you can rot as you get what you deserve.
Wow.
If I have your word that Quetzalcoatl goes free, I'm willing to intervene to save you. Hoist on your own petard,
bizarre.
Do you want me to help you?
Yeah, this is such a left turn. Like, I don't know how, like, Bialystok showed up here to suddenly be, like, the defense system for this planet.
Yeah, when's Bloom getting here?
There you go. Those are references.
Yeah.
I
was just listening to that. Like, I was just the other day. I was like, you know what? I would love. I want to re-listen to the producer's recording again. You know what? Still a great musical.
Yeah, no, I really liked the "I Want to Be a Producer" number. I think it's fantastic. If you open the door without writing the extra code, you'll get to continue the Klingons' trials. Oh, so we just like skipped through the trials. Just looked up petard. It is not a body part. Says hardly working. Isn't a petard an article of clothing? Is that right?
I thought it was. It's something you know. Anyway.
But the important thing is, I think answer 3 is the right one.
Quetzalcoatl goes free. I'm willing to intervene.
I don't know why we're all of a sudden on Quetzalcoatl's side.
If it's hoistable, it's
a life for a life is a
hoistable.
just bargain, but his crimes are beyond count.
I do not
There's
see
no
idealism, an advanced concept.
There's no punishment to
Naive,
fit his
perhaps, but
crimes.
charming in its simplicity. Admiral Vlicht, the entity Quetzalcoatl shall be set free. If you ever return to this sector, the sentence shall be carried out. No Klingon vessel may ever return to this world.
Oh, wow.
Very
I agree to your terms of service.
Agree to your terms.
As for you, Captain,
me every
you may
time I
return.
install something.
I find your social development most pleasing.
I fear that politics will make it impossible. Your planet is in Klingon space.
Always ruining
but
everything.
I don't understand why the Klingons never detected you.
Their archaeological digs did come close, Captain, but I am very elusive. I waited and monitored the situation and chose to reveal myself to you.
Oh, wow.
Now you may go. Heed my warning, Vlicht. I shall not be merciful a second time.
Well, I think we finished the episode. I think we did it. Record time, too, at 1 hour and 38.
Yeah, that's shorter than the average episode of TOS.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Klingon ship leaving the area.
Surely you got
We'll be
100%
setting course
here.
for Digifowl. It's the closest thing to a home that Quetzalcoatl has.
Wow.
It would appear everything worked out for the best.
Well, there you
Except
have
for
it.
the people of Rakur, Mr. Spock. Except for the dead.
Wow, jeez.
Yeah, pretty
really
insensitive,
bring
Spock.
it down.
We have read your report on the problems at Rakur
Wow.
and evaluate your performance at 100%. You and your crew received 4 commendation points.
We
A
did
perfect
it.
mission, Jim. You are a model for all Starfleet.
Wow, 100%. Could not have been done better. And we did it without a walkthrough, mostly. So at
That
times.
old devil
Message from
moon.
Starfleet, sir.
On-screen, Lieutenant.
So let's do our preview of our next
Enterprise will
episode.
proceed to the Alpha
Next
Proxima
time.
system. While the indigenous race on Proxima 3 has not reached a technological level commensurate with
Thank you,
entering the
Robin.
Federation, and therefore under the protection of the Prime Directive of non-interference, we do maintain a discrete monitoring satellite. It has picked up activity from an
Thank you,
asteroid
man.
in
Failed.
an elliptical
Is this a
orbit.
failed
You are to
first
investigate
contact?
without interfering with
Oh,
life
no.
on the planet.
According to the library computer, the Alpha Proxima system has 5 planets and an asteroid belt. A large asteroid is heading towards the inner planets and should pass close by Proxima 3. It passes through the interior of the system once every 200
Okay.
years. The people of Proxima 3 call it Scythe, the same name as their god of war.
god of war, Mr. Spock? Isn't that a bit surprising from a people whose technology matches 20th century Earth?
Considering the level of warfare during that century, I'm surprised that it is Earth that did not have a god of war. In any case, about a millennium ago, Proxima 3 suffered a globally devastating war.
Blew themselves back to the Stone Age, Mr. Spock?
Late Bronze Age. They rebuilt their world in half the
That's
time
right,
it had
Walter.
taken to get there originally.
Put it in.
But the Armageddon was mythologized.
Wait,
as a battle
they didn't give him much, did they? Chekhov is...
Chekhov,
The planet was
it's
raised.
probably...
All the gods died except
Is Sulu
Sun.
even in this?
He had
I don't
rained
think...
fury down upon the world.
Have we heard?
He has, like, corset. And, like, a line or two
we
like
have
that.
heard him. You're right. How could I miss Sulu?
And atonement.
Like,
And Scythe returns and our monitoring station picks up activity.
It
Chekhov...
would seem that we should proceed to Alpha Proxima. and
Sulu don't seem to get that much. Scotty gets a little bit more. That's all true of TOS.
Yeah.
Place previous game.
So, let's see here. Let's get a good
Oh,
save
good.
Here as
Oh,
we-
they have a bigger role in judgment rates.
Oops. Let me try this again. So I want to
Save
delete a
new
game.
Delete previous game.
And we'll delete Paul's save. Sorry, Paul.
Save new game.
And then we'll save a new game, and we'll call this Old Devil Moon. And that's probably a good place for us to stop. I feel
My
like we don't
favorite whiskey.
that sounds like a good whiskey.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a story about Star Trek before we close from that. First of all, thank you, Ben, for joining me in that. This was a real pleasure. I'm glad you could make it in when Jonathan Frakes canceled at the last minute. I mean,
He's gonna be on that cruise.
He's
getting ready
he's packing
to
for the
be
cruise.
on the cruise with Sheldorn's friend.
That's right. So it leaves us in a tough spot. I'm a little teapat. This is not Space Quest 5, but it's also not far off. But just earlier this week in my international law class, I was teaching about a concept in diplomatic law called plenipotentiary power, which is the ability of diplomats to make foreign policy on behalf of their country when negotiating far from home. So the idea is you bestow upon diplomats in an era before modern communication plenipotentiary power so that if they needed to conclude an agreement, they didn't have to send a messenger back across the sea to go talk to their regent or king or whatever. So I was trying to talk about this with students and explain it, and the example I came up with was Kirk's latitude in any number of matters of war, diplomacy, etc., at a time when sending messages back to Starfleet and the Federation was very difficult given the technology of the 23rd century. And they all looked at me as if they didn't know what Captain Kirk was.
I was going to say that
I made it no clear.
probably is illustrating it as well as just using a real life example.
Yeah, actually, I think it got more confusing. Like when I was they were following along when I was like, imagine Otto von Bismarck is in Vienna at a conference, and they're like, okay. And then I was like, or maybe a way to make it more clear would be Captain Kirk is in deep space, near the neutral zone, and all of a sudden it's just eyes glaze over. So,
I mean, they probably Trek 09 probably happened when they were
small babies.
Yeah, babies. So
Yes.
Unfortunately, they can't even Chris Pine as Kirk is
yeah.
What is that Star Trek for ants?
Nailed it.
Yeah.
But I think on that note, any final words, Ben? Anything you'd like to plug? Anything that you would like to advocate against?
No, I mean, just follow my stream Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Central. If you're a sci-fi nerd, listen to my podcast about Babylon 5, the last best Babylon 5 podcast. And if you're someone that likes weird comedy, read my comic, which I think is on Instagram as Phil Comic, not plural. Yeah, Phil Comic, PHIL Comic. There you
have it.
There's
Well,
all my plugs.
Well, those are a lot of plugs.
I'm teaching a class at the IO. Oh wait, no,
wow.
that's Sarah.
Great, yeah. Plug other people's stuff. Plug stuff that doesn't exist. It's all fine. It's all good. No rules, just right. What we're going to do then, let's set up a raid. Why don't we raid? We've never raided this channel before, but it looks like it could be a fun one tonight. How about Balian versus Predator? She's playing
Nancy
tonight.
Drew.
Nancy Drew, Warnings at Waverly Academy. Right? That sounds like a good time. Let's pop in and get some Nancy Drew on. It's basically like a terrestrial Star Trek at some level. So I think that this will be a smooth transition. I want to say goodnight, everyone. Thanks again for joining us. And everyone, have a good rest of your week. Live long and nanu nanu.